Why hello fellow viewers, Radamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan. Episode 16, a ranting lunatic working on the base. It's funny the small fridges were more of a pain than the large ones. Yes, absolutely. Oh, very much more of a pain. Alright, we'll put the gas sensor here. The airlock controls here. Let's grab ourselves a piece of glass. I'll probably move the gas sensor so it's easier to work with. It's not great in that spot. I don't want to need extra cabling if I don't. That's going to be easier. And if you're wondering, yeah, you can have airlocks of any size. One by one, like the smallest possible airlocks will pressurize faster. So like I don't suggest making mega airlocks unless you want to have like a bunch of cloned active vents and stuff, because it's going to be really hard for you to cycle your locks. Which is why like pressurized trade is annoying to me, because the amount of air you have to move around for that is like absurd. But I digress. That's not involved in this project. Alright, we're going to want to run power into this room as well. And before I even do any of the airlock stuff... Oh, that was a terrible power cable. We are also going to want to vac dump. Which means setting this inward. Am I ready for everything else? No, I'm missing a pipe there. And I think that's all I'm missing. And have I labeled everything? I haven't labeled the gas sensor. Okay, so the doors are labeled. Everything else is labeled. Let's go get the silicon, make that one pipe, and then we're gonna be good to go. In order to not introduce into our crew quarter the air that we don't want, we need to manually pull all of the CO2 out of this room first. Until it... I mean, leaving a little CO2 is fine, because I'll be breathing in this room, so, like, zero CO2 is not realistic, but, alright. That part's done. I like to set pressures at 0, because I don't need to wait for it to fill. All right. We've got exterior door, interior door, exterior vent, interior vent, gas sensor, done. And now I just need to put oxygen in this room. And then rotate the bottle filler so that I have access to the bottle filler in here rather than on the other side. And then like put a refrigerator, and that's all I'm going to do on version 1, and move my microwave. There we go. We have a room here that has no oxygen yet, but it's going to be my crew quarter. And in my crew quarter I can see back into the base, and I can see outside. It's kind of convenient. Alright, I don't need this on anymore. Perfect. Whoosh. Okay. One of the last things we're going to want is to oxygenate the room. So I'm going to want another active vent. And we're probably going to want a cooler as well, so that I can cool down the room, because eventually it will, like, heat creep towards being hot if I have a refrigerator running in there, because the refrigerator is going to produce heat, plus I have a window in there, so that's also going to produce heat. So this active vent is going to be hooked up to my oxygen line, so that I can add oxygen to the room. I don't, at least version 1.0, I am not going to do carbon dioxide filtration, because the amount of carbon dioxide that's going to build up in this room is going to be such a small amount that is really not a big deal. I will eventually have to do it, but like version 1.0, I don't. What is this? This is the coolant line air conditioner? Okay. And it's still running. Cool. Pun unintended. So we've got the microwave, the active vent, the tables. This is going to be really easy because I literally just have to install that on the other side. That's why I did it that way. Then we're going to need a lot of... I'm going to want to run this insulated pipe over here somewhere. And, like, do it as elegantly as possible. So, we're interested in putting oxygen into the room, so having a vent on the ceiling that's plugged in works for me. And I have to figure out some way to run this there with the least amount of, like, annoying stuff as possible. Maybe I was thinking of, like, maybe installing the extra volume tank on the other side here. There, so that I can run that out to the oxygen. I like that, so I'll do that. I'm just a little worried about it becoming high pressure suddenly. So I can relieve some of that pressure right now. By siphoning... Oh, actually... No, I think it will be fine. Hey, Jonah, thank you for the resub. One thing I can do to relieve some of the pressure is, if I'm not mistaken, this is 100% oxygen in here. It is. So there we go. We can depressurize the system this way a little bit. So these are 2 spare oxygen tanks. And then this thing has 400 moles in it. I hope it's fine. Well, we'll see. I could run the math, but... I'm gonna want one more K pipe. Here's some creaky. There we go. Why was there airflow just now? Honestly, don't even know. Well, I didn't let any oxygen out. All my oxygen's still in there. I'm not really sure whether there was a sudden gust of air. That's weird. I'm actually gonna need more pipes because I want to connect it to here, not to the pressure, back pressure regulator, or pressure regulator. And I see that my hydration is rough. I've noticed, don't you worry. So 1, 2 more, or 1 more. Save first? Nah. Save scummins for the week. If I boom, I boom. Alright, so now we have oxygen in this line. This is my ox line. 100% pure oxygen. 921 moles of it. At 46 Celsius, which isn't going to kill me. And we can hook up an active vent there and vent it into the room and enjoy it. The last thing I wanted to do was a refrigerator, which is called fridge, not refrigerator.
Hydration critical.
Iron, gold, copper, steel. I don't know if I have all the resources for it, but I'll try. I do. Once that's printed up, I'll go hydrate. I haven't yet set up cooling for the. Oh, nope. Hold on, let me try that again. I haven't set up coolant for the room yet. But that will have to come later. Or I'll do that once I'm done with this. Because the oxygen that's getting flushed into that room is, like, not yummy oxygen. It's hot, nasty oxygen, so... I'm gonna want, you know, an air conditioner in there. Okie dokie. We are all set. Just checking on my plants. 94 kPa, but that's fine. Alright, so I have my Activent. Yeah, I've got everything in here. Time to cycle. And I'll put my meal station here, so water and food right there. With the refrigerator. Want it more up against the wall. Refrigerator there. I like it. Alright, water bottle filler. Let's do it. Easiest reinstall ever. Literally just rotate. Done. Oh, it's not full though. I can't hear it because there's vacuum in this room at the moment, so like there wasn't an audio cue of like, oh, it's done. Wrenching that down. So, question. What do you want me to work on next? I'm gonna have you pulled right now. So this is gonna be, once I'm done, I'm not done yet, my oxygenated crew quarter, but add in respawn and spare suit is going to be a new goal, which I would put in this room because it's the only safe room in the base for it. There was no point in me building a respawn and spare suit in a room that I couldn't survive in. So this will be the first survivable room. So I just need to wire this up and then move my potatoes. Hope I have enough cables to hit that active vent above me, too. And I'm not done with this room until I have an air conditioner in here, because it's gonna initially be really, really hot oxygen, and I don't want that. So... building an AC is the last step of this this room build, so that this room is comfortable and not a sauna. Ugh, and I'm shy 1 cable. But soon. It's weird to be in vacuum. Vacuum is not naturally occurring on this planet. All right, I needed 1 cable and yeah, okay. Let's put up a whole bunch. And then eventually to move the potatoes. Hey, we'll decay completely in 35 seconds. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have some potato harvesting to do in a moment. Bright me with a good time. And then on this, oops, I want to filter. Or Atmo, spherics. So iron, copper, gold. And then we're needing more piping to hook up the AC system so that the room doesn't get super hot. Well, say bye to my first potato batch, but again, don't care because I have so much food. It's not a problem. That's for the air conditioner. Yeah, let's do this now. Maybe I can actually microwave one of these before it goes kaput. Oh my god, I'm fighting with the microwave. How to use microwave, I don't know. Alright, refrigerator's on. And vent is connected. And I'll bring it up to, like, let's say 50-ish kPa. Done. Woohoo! Breathable room! So this is nearly 100% oxygen. Obviously, I'm breathing in it. It's hot, but it's not, like, gonna kill me hot. And I can now enjoy my basically fully rotten potatoes in the comfort of my own hobo shack. Full decay. Wait, why doesn't it have a decay timer? Whatever, I don't know. Cool. So we have a oxygenated room, and the refrigerator has to stay on in order to, you know, work. But good stuff. Good stuff. Also, might I add, and I'm not trying to call anyone out specifically in chat, I have heard through YouTube comments 1,000 times, it's not realistic to breathe 100% oxygen. It's not realistic to have coal on, you know, Vulcan. It's a video game, guys. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I cannot express enough. I do not care. If this was realistic, it would be a horrible game, impossibly complex, and super unfun. So yeah, I don't care. It's like, it harms me how much I hear that and how little I care about that. It's a video game. Yes. You can, it doesn't have to reflect real life perfectly. It shouldn't, I would argue, because if it did, it would suck as a game. So, you're welcome to chat it, but just know that my opinion of the people that I hear it espousing how unrealistic it is because somehow it doesn't mimic reality perfectly. Yeah, I'm just so tired of hearing that. I'm sorry to go on a rant, but it's just like, who cares? It's a game. I don't care if it has coal. Call it carbon, right? Carbon is fine. So in order to build the atmospherics, we are going to need pipes, regular old pipes. Insulator does not work. And then we're going to run our coolant line out there too. Yeah, in real life, you would just be dead. Like, you arrive on a planet like this one, and you're just a corpse. Exactly. Like, it's not realistic to live on this planet. At all. All right, let's start. Whoa, I don't have an ox. Let's do that. Spare oxygen canister is now repressurizing. And I used maybe... Well, it's hard to tell exactly how much oxygen I used. But I used a bit of oxygen in this setup. Alright, looks like respawn and spare suit is going to be the next task, which also means making a tool printer. So I'll work on that. I'm going to move my cereal bar into the refrigerator, even though it doesn't need to be refrigerated. It's food, and it should be stored where food is. We are going to need insulated pipes. And the coolant line is... Dear God. The coolant line is this one. So the closest hookup to the coolant line is maybe here for the air conditioner. So maybe what I'll do is I'll snake a pipe out this way, outside, and then into the wall there or something. I don't exactly know how I'm going to lay it out, but I'll figure that out in a moment. So the air conditioner is going to be straightforward. It's just going to be like passive vent in, out with a waste dump flush. I can have a pipe come in here. So maybe... You know what? Maybe for the elegance, I will do it like this. So it doesn't take up a lot of physical space. I'll have the waste come in there. Because I know that I'm going to want some floor space in this room for the like respawning stuff. And eventually maybe like a cryo if I take body damage. So for those that don't know, if you have a hurt body, like you damage your lungs or something, you can cure that by going into a cryopod, which is also like a regen pod. Alright, I do have access to the power, but like annoyingly, I get whatever. Alright, so let's make enough pipes for me to access that waistline. Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to specifically call you out. It wasn't your one comment. It was like the 6 dozen comments that I've gotten over the course of playing Stationeers, which is like the amount of times I've heard like, why is there coal on X? Is more than I can count. It's like uncountably high number. So, it's more the fact that like people somehow forget a video game is a video game. It's not real life. I'm like not actually on a planet called Vulcan surviving. And I guess that's what bothers me more is like, it's not immersion breaking for me. I guess it could be immersion breaking for you guys, but like, whatever. I don't, you know. With that said, I am, sort of surprised that, Rocketworks hasn't just decided to rename, coal carbon. Because you could, carbon is super common in the universe. And you can burn carbon. I don't know. In order to finish this, I'm almost certainly going to run out of steel for the insulator pipe. So it looks like we're going to need make another batch of steel, and it's late in the day, so I'm probably not going to get that done today. They were just probably trolling me on YouTube. No, I like know most of the people that make YouTube comments at this point. Like they're, you know, it wasn't trolls. It was people like legitimately confused about why a video game is a video game. And it just is, man. It just is. Nondescript hydrocarbon. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Is like, the moon of Saturn, Titan, is like full of hydrocarbons. Hell, there might be more hydrocarbons on Titan than there is on Earth. Hydrocarbons is not rare. It doesn't require biological life forms. Same with carbon. Like, diamonds? Not uncommon in the universe. There are some planets that, like, it rains diamonds. Hell, I think they think, like, Uranus rains diamonds or Neptune rains diamonds. It's like, there's a lot of things that happen in the universe which are very, very common, even though we don't think of it as, you know, that way. Point being, this game doesn't need to be like a perfect representation of like IRL. It shouldn't be. It would be awful if it was. So we are gonna need to make another batch of steel to finish this project. I already got a little bit of coal, but while I have some daylight... Oh, my water bottle filler. Yoo-hoo! Bye-bye. Let's get a little bit more coal. And iron. And at least what I could do is I can outgas it so that it's easy to make a batch of steel for tomorrow. Because the peak heat hours of the day are already long past. I could, if I was impatient, outgas it, then smelt gold to heat up the forge, the furnace. But yeah, maybe I'll do that approach. Just to save time. I'm sure I'll use the gold. I know I have enough iron, I'm just getting a little bit more because I was low on iron to begin with. Alright, if we want to smelt... Yeah, I'll get that gold. Or, yeah, this gold. So the method of making steel at night is going to be a little weird. Because I'm probably going to need to outgas a reagent mix of steel. And then smelt the gold, and then smelt the steel. So it just takes a lot longer. Oh, I didn't have room for that. But it takes longer, but it's not as long as waiting for the next day. Because that would be 10 minutes from now. Is 50 gold? Let's hope 50 gold's going to be enough. I'm not really sure. Are there scenarios to ease you into this game? Yes. And there's a lot of tutorials, and then there's the in-game helper log, the helper hints. So there's a lot of ways to learn the game. Ultimately, you're going to have to familiarize yourself with a lot of failure. Because even if you ease yourself in with easier scenarios or creative mode, some of it is just like, hey, I didn't know I shouldn't do that. And you just need to learn from mistakes. But as long as you're actively learning from mistakes, it'll be fine. Alright, so right now what I'm doing is I'm making a ore process reagent mix of steel. And then dumping all the atmosphere out of the furnace so that the outgassed oxygen from my gold smelting will turn into heat. If that didn't make sense, basically, when you process ore in a furnace, it produces a lot of cold gas. But only once. So now this reagent mix here is basically steel waiting to be produced that won't produce cold anymore. Then I vent out the entire chamber, and that's going to take a minute. Guess while I'm waiting here, I'll smelt some iron. How pressurized is this bad boy? 32? It's not hot. It's 152. That's not bad. I'll change it from 20 to 25. I'll do that now before I forget. And again, that is the angle in which it is allowed to flow outwards. So 25 is going to be 25 degrees from noon, high noon, or whatever you want to call it. So originally it was 15 and now it's 25, giving a larger window for dumping its contents. Alright, this is almost empty. That's good enough. I hope this gets hot enough. Yep, got hot enough. Nice. It's 800 Celsius. Sweet. So I could probably get away with like 40 gold, but really not any less. No, not even. I would say a whole stack of 50 is probably required because I'm almost not hot enough to produce steel. As soon as it drops below 620, 627? Oh, and let me get rid of that stupid thing. Okay, cool. So, nighttime steel. Achievement get done. And this was for the insulated pipes. So I'll print up maybe 10 more, and then I need 2 passive vents, which I already have. Base is chilling. The CO2, the O2, and the vols are all reasonable-ish temperature now. Alright, that's definitely gonna be enough. I can't really set the temperature on this thing because I installed it right along the wall pretty tightly, but it's done. And now I can do my baking and hydrating in the comfort of a crew quarter. And a crew quarter that should be hypothetically cooling down over time. What's wrong with my water? I don't have enough of it. Wow, I went through a lot of water. Alright, we'll have to make another batch. Actually, I'm not sure if this is working. Because I need to hit start. Why did I build it like this? Why do I do this to myself? Ugh! I'm like gonna clang myself trying to turn on an air conditioner. Okay. Take 2. Let's move it. Because that is frustratingly stupid. I should not have built it there. Try this again. I'll just plop it. Maybe here, because I don't care about the power port. I just don't want it in the middle of the room. That was the thing. Is I don't want to fill the room with junk on the floor everywhere. And the good news about fiddling with this is my hygiene will improve because I'm out of suit for this long. So if we want this to work, I'll put the one passive cooler here, and I'll have to make some pipes for the intake, and then I'll put the other one here. So I'm not monopolizing a lot of floor space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pipes, something like that. And then I need to wire it up. And then the next project is to have a spare suit and respawn beacon in here. And that's going to require me to have a tool maker for the base, so we'll be us printing up a toolmaker. Hey, look at that! My hygiene is fixed. It's like normal amount. Also, don't leave your refrigerators open because they don't work. If you leave them open like that, you know, they'll eventually lose their effectiveness for cooling. And for this, because it's an air conditioner, it could be normal pipes. It doesn't need to be insulated. You wish the game would allow you to rotate inputs? That'd be nice. So that you didn't have to accommodate their input ports. Is what it is, though, you know? Time to make more H2O? Yes. Okay, crew quarter complete. And I just already saw it go down 1/10 of a degree, so air conditioner is working perfectly. Awesome. All right, next project, because it takes precedent, make water and then respawn and suit. Water comes first because I'm out. Didn't realize I was that low. So water. How much oxygen do we have available? 244 moles. And my volatiles is less. So, this is gonna be... I'm gonna cook up all my volatiles right now for, like, the oxygen I need right now. And then we're gonna need to filter more volatiles into the volatile tank. And then normalize the temperature with the oxygen so that the ratios are correct. Well, that should do. The coolant was pretty cold already. It was like 3 degrees. And that means there should be water already in the system, because it won't take very long to fill up. Although, okay, there we go. Yep, I already have almost 1/10 of a liter. A deciliter. Yeah, So we're gonna continue making a little bit of water. The volatiles tank filters off, sucks volatiles from the coolant line. So we'll just fill it with more volatiles, knowing that it is going to very quickly heat up. I don't have a heat sink. I don't have heat exchangers or anything like that, so like that's a known problem. And for the remaining oxygen that we need about 400 moles for, let's say, 430 moles of volatiles in this tank. So I'll probably end up printing up some radiators, some more old school pipe radiators. I'll put 2 more, one on the vols and one more on the oxygen. They're not very efficient, I know, but this is a stopgap measure until I revisit the system later on. Check greenhouse water. Potatoes sip water so slowly, I'm not in the least bit concerned. The last time I checked, we had 3 liters, and we probably have like 2.9. It's just that slow. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow engineers.